For battle.
What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris back with another Dota 2 game. Not going to be any sort of pro level game, just going to be a pubcast. A subscriber sent this in to me, so shout outs to Jarred Aasen, I believe, and someone else was Christopher something, can't remember all of it. But anyway, this is going to be a supposedly high-ish level game, so hopefully it's not going to be just a whole bunch of scrubs. Although, if it is just a bunch of scrubs, then take no offense, I mean none of it. This is going to be my first game casting after quite a little bit of not casting. I've had quite a bit going on, and really I can't afford to keep up the casting schedule that I had a couple months prior, so don't really expect to have as many games. You can see I'm using the new TI3 HUD thing, which is pretty sweet. And I wanted to say one more thing, but I don't really know what that was. So let's just take a look at this game, and we'll actually see what we have. The lineup actually isn't too horrible. There's no like 5 carries or anything, so clearly this isn't the lowest of the low. Although even sometimes if you're like playing it all random or something like that, then it could get really bad even at higher matchmaking brackets. But this was an all-pick game, so the lineups are actually not too bad. Let's see who's going to be playing what. We have Nisyox. Is that backwards? Zonies? No. Nisyox, okay. Going to play in the DK. Noah Ark. Not Noah's Ark, it's Noah Ark. That's like actually his name. Playing the Keeper Light, the Subscriber, Zombie. Playing that Invoker mid already. Starting off with that Exhort level 1. Kun is going to be playing the Faceless Void, top supported by Toy as the Jakiro. On the Radiant side, we have Gihon's Atlas. That's pretty cool. On Darkseer, I'm sure that's a reference to something. I don't know what that is. The Riddler is going to be taking a break from slaying Batman. He's been playing Mag in the bot lane. We might actually see a little bit of action. Stomp, a little bit late from Nub Blaster, but it might not mean much. I am terrible at Dota. Has actually not gone for the Frost Arrow. I was going to let Noah's Ark walk a little bit further away, but he is pretty much dead. He's just going to go into a corner and hide and try to get... Wow, really, Spiker? Your name is Spiker and you missed. That is just all sorts of levels of pathetic. But the Keeper of the Light just getting a little bit out of position, and let's go over who's going to be playing. Well, actually, we already covered everything except for the Mag, who's going to be the Riddler. I already did cover that. Okay, so I am terrible at Dota. Gonna pick up the first blood as the Drow Ranger, going to help the Radiant quite a bit. Moving on with this game, and they're actually going to decide to run a tri-lane on the bottom lane defensive for the Drow. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure that this is just this team being a victim of the, you know, kind of pub thing where it's like Darkseer, you pick Darkseer, you go up top, and you think you're hot shit, and usually you are. Darkseers in pub games usually aren't pressured at all, so they usually do find solo up there, and then at that point, you have like Nyxas and you have Drow, and then the last person's like, well, I could pick another support, or I could pick a jungle, or I could just pick Centaur and not really do anything except for possibly surprise this Keeper of the Light, and certainly it's going to be what Nub Blaster is going to be doing all day long. Going to be making this lane hell for this DK, but so yeah, so far it seems like this game is going to be fairly decent. Let's take a quick check at the items. Darkseer going to start off with a Ring of Protection, actually, so possibly going to go for Tranquils into a Soul Ring. Pretty standard stuff in the Void. I feel like this is random gold. He can't possibly have all this if he just started off with a pick of Faceless Void. Toy is doing some pretty correct stuff as well. Correct stuff pretty much around the board, I would say, which is kind of a shame. Kind of do want to cast one of those games where no one actually knows what they're doing, and there's like wrong skill builds, wrong item builds, there's wrong everything. This game looks like it's actually going to be kind of legit, which is kind of sad, but hell, legit games are always good. Let's take a little bit of a look at how this Invoker's doing. Gone for 2 points in Exhort, 1 point in the Quas, so he's going to be looking to make some Sunstrikes happen around the map. Now the problem with that is that there's not entirely a huge amount of setup coming for that. I mean, you could definitely Sunstrike the top lane, try to get some more damage onto the Darkseer. But going for a Sunstrike build, although it is pretty viable in the it's an Invoker, so you could pretty much go any build and it would be viable. Usually you do want to go for a heavy Sunstrike build if you do have a lot of disable, and that means if you have a Rubik, if you have a Shoutout even. Jakiro is not really that hero. Ice Path doesn't really have that huge stun duration that you really want to have. You could always go for those baller, MLG 360 no scope snipes with the Sunstrike, but I think this game Wex could have been a pretty reasonable build to go for. Would have pretty much rattled the Riddler a lot, as well as the Centaur. If you land an EMP on them, they're going to be so sad. But already starting off with some pretty good Cold Snap harassment. People really underestimate how powerful Cold Snap is. That's only with a level 1 Cold Snap, only 1 point in Quas in that, and Riddler already dropped down, already had to use the bottle to try to mitigate some of that damage. So it looks like Zombie going to be holding on to this mid lane pretty decently, although the mag not getting stomped by any means. Nub Blaster actually going to go jungling Centaur, so I guess, he didn't decide to go for Enigma or Bloodseeker or one of those more fun junglers. He's instead going to try to go for Centaur, who is, in my opinion, like the slowest, most boring jungler in the world. You just like let people hit you and pretty much screws up your build a lot. Like you have to go return, and return is good later on. But early on in the game, you kind of want to have Double Edge, because a 400 damage nuke that's completely free of mana cost, that's pretty useful as a Centaur, and he's going to have to be forced to go for return, because really, he's not going to be getting any farm anywhere else, and going to miss a kill on the top lane as Kuhn looks like, with the help of Toy, setting up with an Ice Path Zombie, prep the Sunstrike, but not quite finding an opportunity to use that. It is also really hard to, this is Lucky Bash, of course, Gihon's Atlas going to reveal the truth to us. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Spiker diving a little bit too far. It's going to be an even trade. Jarred Ranger picking up yet another kill. Noah's Ark, though, killing off the Nyx Assassin, finding kills all over the place. Definitely not used to casting on this monitor. I don't like it at all. I feel like everything is like a lot more swamped together. Or maybe it should be the HUD. Like, I just feel like the colors aren't as obvious. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses. I probably am. Looks like Jarred Ranger going to go for Wraith Bands galore. I mean, she has 2 kills, not farming very well at all. I mean, 12 CS, 4 minutes into the game, not really what you want to have happen with the Faceless Void, 24. Yeah, he is doubling it, and he still has more gold per minute, even though the Jarred Ranger has a couple kills. And that's because Jarred Ranger is actually really, really difficult to last hit with. I mean, the damage is pretty high, but if you look at her animation, like, we'll just take a look right now whenever she wants to last hit this creep. It'll just be like, okay, I'm going to last hit it. Ugh. And it takes so long. It's such a pain. So you're going to miss like a lot of CS as the Jarred Ranger unless you practice a lot. And well, apparently this Jarred Ranger isn't too practiced, especially with the Nyx Assassin. Oh, Skewer back. Zombie in a little bit of trouble. He's going to invoke as much Quas as he possibly can. Sunstrike right on his feet. Going to hit onto the Riddler, but the creep moved right in the way. He needs to invoke Cold Snap like right now. Invoke it and cast it. Dodging out the Shockwave, not bad, but if he just presses R and then presses D, there you go. Finally invoking the Cold Snap. Killing off the Magnus. That took way too long. Had the invoke off cooldown. I might have missed a previous Cold Snap and it might have still been on cooldown, but as far as I know, that was still only Sunstrike was on cooldown. I mean, he just used it. He didn't use Cold Snap before that. So I'm pretty sure that would have been a free kill without any of that threat. I am terrible at Dota, showing how terrible he is. Going to walk straight into the DK. However, with the damage they have, they should be able. Actually, they're going to turn it around and fully charge Illuminate and fly right through. Boots on the Drow, no boots. Actually, there is boots on the DK. Gonna get another stun on Spiker. Nyx Assassin gonna drop for a second time, at least not before unleashing a second stun. What are you doing? Keeper of the Light, just hit him. You just need one hit and he's dead. But no, he had to go for the Illuminate. Sunstrike searching out for that Nyx, not gonna find it. He is salved up and clarityed up, and he's gonna return back to the fight. Up top lane, RP gonna be used onto Kuhn. Ice Path perfectly misses both of them by like a pixel. Well played, Toy. And then the surge onto the Riddler. He gets body blocked. That is body blocked twice. Not only just one body block. Toy again unleashing Ice Path once again with the A+. 10 out of 10 would Ice Path again. Ice Paths going to give Riddler a kill. So a couple mistakes by this Jakiro. He has picked up wards, I think. He doesn't have that much CS. He hasn't been pulling or stacking, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure that would show up in his last hit department. So not really sure what the Jakiro's doing, except for babysitting Kuhn just a little bit, and they're not really doing that a great job. Darkseer is level 7, and that Darkseer could actually go for kill on the Faceless Void, even without the help of the Mag, who has so far rotated pretty decently. Has had some pretty good rune control, and Voker has gone for that Hand of Midas build. Going to start off with a couple of Cold Snap harassment hits. So yeah, the Invoker, I mean, when you pick up the Invoker, even in a pub game, or I guess especially in the pub game, you're not really going to expect to have that much rune coverage as Gihon's Atlas and get beaten down within the Chronosphere. The Faceless Void has gone for a pretty aggressive build. I do like this. Going for lots of time lock, and something's wrong with Nub Blaster. I think it is this Observer Ward, which is blocking off this magic bush spot, so you block off this camp. And yeah, Gihon's Atlas is going to say there's another Lucky Bash, no? I think that was just Gihon's Atlas dying to the Solo Faceless Void, which really should not have happened. Nisyox now in a little bit of trouble. Once again, he's running backwards. I don't know what he's trying to juke at. I mean, you can't really juke at a Nyx Assassin. Normally, you people would say, oh, you as a Nyx assassin, you always want to target the ground because then you get the range and you can't like misfire. But when you're that close, you just target the hero. I mean, there's no difference at all. So I don't know why he keeps on running away from his Keeper of the Light, but hell, DK is going to really pay for it. 3 deaths this early on. So far, it is 6-4 in favor of the Radiant. A little bit of the gold chart looking action. We do see the Dire having a little bit of an advantage. I think that's just because of the Hand of Midas and the fact that they're getting just a lot more CS around the board, not so much anything else. So here is the pivotal moment for the Invoker. If he goes for another point in Quas, he's doing it right. If he doesn't, then, well, in my opinion, he's doing it wrong. I really don't like it when people go really heavy into the Exhort. The Sunstrike is really nice, and it's really satisfying when you hit it, but you kind of want the more guaranteed damage of the... Wow, Riddler, beautiful! Now, what is it with these people and missing so closely? Sunstrike going to hit onto the Riddler. He's going to pop the RP for this one. Zombie could do nothing. He doesn't actually have anything. He's going to stick and actually fight Magnus. That was not supposed to happen. Double damage rune on the Invoker. I thought that for sure it would be the Invoker going down, but double damage plus 3 of those Exhort Orbs, they do a lot of damage, and the Riddler is pissed. You know the Riddler, if you just like hit him with Skewer, that would have been a dead Invoker, but somehow you missed, so Invoker's going to retreat back, and now in the top lane already Jakiro going to go down. Kuhn now taking a good amount of damage from Spiker, who has rotated up to this top lane. Gihon's Atlas unable to seal the deal though. But it was Jakiro once again missing another Ice Path, or just hitting it on the edge. Either way, it was an unusable Ice Path for the Void, who is actually now out of mana. So Void going to be forced to just last it normally. But he's actually holding the lane pretty decently. Has missed very few last hits. Having 57 CS 10 minutes into the game is very, very good on the Faceless Void. Even if you're in a pub, I mean, especially if it's not even bad in a pro game. If I had this much CS, I would always feel pretty good about myself, especially if he goes for Mask of Madness, because Mask of Madness is baller level 100. And we have, well, it looks like an attempt at I am terrible at Dota's life. There's the Dragon form, a little prematurely terrible at Dota. Gonna get stunned up. Where's the Illuminates? Being charged up. Musox without the mana to actually seal the deal, though. He's going to get some Chakra, but that's not going to be enough. So Dragon form, a little bit wasted. At least put the poison onto the tower. Get that tick damage going, but I guess he's a little bit scared right now. The ward coverage from the Dire really, really supreme. And the Radiant have, like, what, 1 ward? I think they had another one here at the beginning, but yeah, the Radiant really drop in the slack, and I guess that's Nyx Assassin's fault. But when you're Nyx Assassin support, you have the mentality of a Nyx Assassin carry, and well, Gihon's Atlas, even though everything misses, having such an early Mask of Madness is going to bring down Darkseer on this top lane. What was I going to say? Yeah, Nyx Assassin as support, you're like, oh yeah, I'm Nyx Assassin, I gotta get my tagging on. But no, they actually really just need you to buy wards, because Centaur was sure as hell isn't going to do it. He has 3 points in return. He's not really going to be doing much of anything this game, at least until he gets Stampede. There's the Skewer into RP onto Zombie. RP used to kill off this Invoker, very much so worth it, and that's going to be a kill onto this mid lane. Once again, actually that's actually his first one, and hey, good job Mag using his RP to actually get something done. Hi-oh. But Zombie giving the saddest of sad faces. Meanwhile, the top lane, Toy, without any points in Liquid Fire. I mean, you can't really fault him for that one, but it is going to slow down what could have been a mighty fast push. Gihon's Atlas is going to walk up for another vacuum. He's going for a, what I would say, correct build. Maybe a couple, maybe I would have gotten 2 points in Surge, but so that this doesn't happen. If you could get caught and you could actually have an escape route out. The Stampede is going to proc, and I think that is just purely to get that Darkseer out of there. The Riddler, though, it has arrived. Maybe I missed that. I don't know how I missed the Magnus moving up here. He's going to skewer right into Toy, who so far has been a feed machine along with skill missing. That's not a good combo, but you know, you don't really have to be that good to play the Jakiro. You just have to somehow hit people with the Ice Path, and sometimes, although that is challenging, you just gotta try, and eventually you will make it happen. 9-6 is the score. Dire getting a lot of gold into the Invoker, getting a lot of gold onto this Faceless Void. Mid lane, meanwhile, Spiker invisible and ready to mess up Zombie's face. There's the Impale. Riddler is here. Doesn't have a RP, but it looks like it won't even matter. Me sucks. Call your missing, please. I probably was in the team chat. But Zombie going to get ambushed once again by this Nyx. No sentries or anything really to help slow that down. Ghost Walk is picked up. Early point in Wex. That's not a bad build, I'd say. Getting the early points would slow down your double Forge Spirits, but I don't even know if Forge Spirits is in the book for this Invoker. I mean, usually I do go, if you're going to go Exhort, you don't really need that much of a extra additional Sunstrike damage aside the level 4. Definitely a lot more helps. But 4 points in Exort, what is that? 280, almost 300 pure damage. Yeah, that's already more damage than most nukes, and you can afford to go for the Forged Spirits, get a 1 more point in Quas. It also does help to hold that regeneration if you are that Gosu at microing your orbs, which it's not really that hard. It's a lot to think about, yes, it's a lot to consider, but it's really not that difficult. So as this game kind of just continues on, we see Drow Ranger kind of roughed up, playing life a little bit on the edge. A spare Flame Breath will kill off this Drow. Actually, no, it'll bring her really low. Will not kill her just yet. Top lane, meantime, another Chronosphere. Kun is out for blood, and Gihon's Atlas going to die for the 4th time. Getting a little bit too close to a Faceless Void, who's a little bit too stacked for the Darkseer. He's gone for Arcane Boots, actually, instead of a Soul Ring or anything like that. His mana is going to be a little bit low at the moment. Top lane, Spiker. Why is there always action on Toy, and is he going to cast anything? That's the big question. Ice Path, very well done. Actually, you know, this is kind of well done. He turns into a well done cast. Kun is going to fight his way out of this. I'm not sure if he can bring down the Riddler. It looks like he will with those Imba hack stuns. Time lock, 25% chance. Good enough for him. And Toy with the next level Ice Path, just like casting it to miss and then expecting the Riddler to jump into it. And the Riddler definitely did not see that one coming. He decides to quit the game. Oh, there we go. Zombie. Beautiful. Beautiful. I like this Invoker build very much so. He's going to use these Forge Spears to take down this tower. And even with no Sunstrike in the top lane, no big deal. Kun has got it all figured out. He is farming heads, farming creeps, farming everything. Whereas the Drow Ranger in the bottom lane, actually starting to recover a little bit, has gone for the Helm of the Dominator. When you do that, you do expect to get a little bit of jungling done as Drow, at least as an emergency plan. But really, with Nub Blaster here, there's nothing that Niox could do to Nisyox. I don't know, I'm never going to get that right. Can do to really prevent this Drow Ranger from farming. And really, the ganking squadron from the Dire side has been non-existent. Everyone has pretty much been sticking to their lanes. It's been the Radiant that has really been setting the pace for this game, and really in a pub that's not what you want, especially because this could happen. Noah's Ark gonna get ganked by Spiker. Kun gonna go right into that Spike Carapace. He's gonna time walk forward. Does not have the Chronosphere, but the Cold Snap should be enough to bring down Snakes, especially with that extra mana leak to get rid of that extra range. There's the Skewer forward. Riddler without an RP, and Kun gets him yet another kill. 4th kill for him. He wants more, actually. Gonna try to get a lucky time lock. Not gonna happen. But yeah, the DK has not had the best game in the world. He's died a couple of times. Kun, wow, what balls of steel on this guy. That bash as well. Ice Path really easy to hit when no one is moving. Zombie, where are your spells? You have an Invoke. Please cast something. And the reason why I'm being so hard on Zombie is because he decided to send this replay. Yeah, well, there we go. Saving it for Deafening Blast. He would have gotten the kill on Magnus, but I guess saving the... that's definitely not worth it. Getting a kill on Magnus, a lot more valuable than... saving your Jakiro, who quite honestly, it seems like doesn't know what he's doing that much. Either way, yes, I am being a little bit harder on Zombie because he decided to send this replay in, but he's not making any big mistakes yet, so it looks like anything I say isn't really well founded or anything like that. So, yes, you escaped this time, but really, so far, I think that we have Gihon's Atlas, who decided to abandon the top lane, even though there's farm there. I mean, you know, don't get the farm there. Leave it for the Magnus, who is actually going to get his bottle off of that. And another solo kill. Man, watching pubs is so much different from not watching pubs. You don't expect these things to happen in pro games. At least it's really obvious when it does. The pub games are more of like a swarm of like random shit, and pro games are more coordinated. It's like Ender's Game. Except not in a good way, I guess. I don't know. Mid lane tower does get denied, but so far I think the weak link in the Dire lineup has been this Jakiro with those Ice Paths. I mean, he's hit a couple of them, but not when they actually really count. Kun, though, getting so much gold, and Gihon's Atlas is as good as dead. He has yellow to support, but really, what can a Drow Ranger do? Sunstrike coming in just for shits and giggles. But is going to be a Chronosphere used for just one target? It's not really going to matter. Faceless Void, I think, more than happy to make those trades. And Nisyox, close enough to get a little bit of experience from that as well. But that's pretty much the first time we had any sort of rotation from anyone on the Radiant. And now they're definitely going to pay for it. Here comes the Stampede. Spiker looking for an Impale. Just cast the Impale. Instead, everyone's going to group up for a perfect 4-man Deafening Blast. Beautiful play. Kun can take a ton of damage, though. Backtrack will not save him from that. Blink forward into a Skewer back. DK is in a lot of trouble. He should go down unless there's a miracle, and I don't think God is going to intervene this time. That's 2 down in exchange for nothing, actually. using that Stampede to get in real nice and close. But Nub Blaster kind of earning his keep with 6 assists, but still could be doing a lot more if he actually found some way to get his farm going. Repel, not Repel, oh, link into an RP, Zombie and Noah Arc, you are both so very dead. That blink from the Riddler. I mean, you don't really want to clump up ever against Magnus, but especially not when you know that there's a Blink Dagger up, and Magnus is going to hit level 14 very, very shortly. He's going to get really, really scary. The Empower targets aren't the best. I mean, you could put Empower in the Drow Ranger to make her hit like a truck, but to be fair, if he already does hit like a truck, you're really not going to get anything out of that cleave. But regardless, hell, it's a pub game. You could even go for, your own Mask of Madness, Battle Fury, whatever you want to do. Riddler going to blink forward into a Dragon Tail. Kun, does he have Chronos Period? Does not. Two-man silence is going to slow this down. Ice Path going to hit onto absolutely no one once again. Riddler is going to drop a Nub Blaster on the run. Kun going to go to the death, but Spiker coming in from behind, going to bring down that Faceless Void. Another Dual Breath onto I Am Terrible, and Nisox should be able to seal the deal there. He does. Ice Path once again gonna miss. What would you expect? Sunstrike on Spiker. Boom, splat. Goes the next Assassin. And Toy is like, what, 50% Ice Path? I mean, it's not really that hard a spell to land, I guess? I don't know. Either way, it is Invoker, aiding a little bit in those kills, and he has Hand of Midas. There you go. But 17 to 14, 2 towers down in Radiant's kind of pseudo-death push. They do have a 1 tower advantage. Not really too much in these games, but with the lack of movement from the Dire, you really wouldn't expect them to have that many towers. What's important is that the Faceless Void is getting a good amount of farm, and what's important is that Nub Blaster is feeling a little bit butthurt. I mean, if you could start getting your enemies to start flaming you, then you're in pretty good shape. I mean, that means they're typing instead of pressing skills, and granted, Centaur isn't really a skill-intensive hero when he's jungling. You just pretty much A-move into the camp, and they all kill themselves. But you know what? He's distracted now. The Dire somehow got in his head. At least that was the play by Noah Arc, who sent down an only level 2 Illuminate. I don't really know if you want to max out Mana Leak in this particular game. It is pretty good against Darkseer. Wherever he surges to get away, you can just say, nope. Oh, well, this explains it all, actually. Phase Boots. Essential on the Keeper of the Light. You gotta get them Phase Boots for the extra damage. Get 90 damage instead of 60 damage. Not bad at all. I would not get that. I'll just even hold the brown boots. The mobility from Keeper of the Light is really not needed. Spiker, oh, he actually has wards. Let's take a ward count of the Dire side. I don't really know who's been buying them up, but either way, there's not enough on the field to spot this one out. Looks like the Riddler is, though, spotted out. He's going to blink up to get rid of this Observer ward. Spiker's got to get the hell out of there as well. But has Toy been actually buying wards? I don't know. Haven't really been paying much attention to that. I do think this Keeper of the Light should go for more Illuminate. I mean, you could probably do a little bit more with that spell. Oh, wait, no, here's the real problem. You want to know the real problem? I haven't even realized that Spirit Form has not been taken. I don't know why the hell people do this. This is, like, seriously the silliest thing ever. You could say that, like, oh, Spirit Form is not that good because your other skills are a lot better. I mean, your skills are pretty damn good. I mean, Illuminate is awesome, Chakra Magic is fantastic, and I think Mana Leak is also a little bit underrated. But really, against the Drow Ranger, against people who need positioning like the Centaur, who are going to be trying to run in and actually land a stomp, you don't really care about Recall, because let's be honest, it's a pub game. No one's actually going to use Recall unless they actually know what they're doing. Which is, sometimes you have teams that know what they're doing, and Keeper of the Lights who actually do know what's up, but really which one is Blinding Light? The 80% miss chance is no joke. Drow Ranger's going to be so very sad. BKB not going to be up for a while. She's actually going to go straight for a Manta style, which I think you can dispel the miss chance from Blinding Light, but, honestly, what are the chances of her waiting for the Keeper of the Light to cast Blinding Light before the Drow actually splits the Manta? I would say it's pretty much 0, and even if she does wait for that, it's never going to happen because the Keeper of the Light doesn't have any Spirit Form. But really, you want to get this Blinding Light. If the Centaur is going to be closing in, you want to have that spell on him. Even though, oh, well, speaking of the Centaur closing in, Centaur's pissed. Going to get a 2-man stomp. Wow, Kun going to drop the Chronosphere right before the stomp lands. That was actually the double edge that brought down the Evoker. I don't know what the hell Kun just did to himself by killing off that Centaur. He actually lost a lot of health from that. Here comes Nisiox. Going to get a little bit of a slow onto that mag. It looks like the Faceless Void should be fine. He's going to get out of there. I'm actually going to drop the replay back a little bit more. Yeah, we're going to just wait. I just want to see how much damage the Faceless Void took, and what was that damage from? Here we go. Faces Void at full health. Okay, took the RP and, well, what happened to the RP? Just like, LOL, no RP for you, bro. He got, like, pulled in from the vacuum, and then RP was there. Maybe, well, okay, whatever, man. Kun is showing that he knows Faces Void, and he knows his percentages, and he's going to make good on that. You do a Spiker rotating him. I think he has been buying most of the wards, and he's going to go for the most tender just of meats. And there you go. Level 2 Impale. Level 2 Vendetta, I'm sorry. Kun gonna jump right in, try to save him, but Spiker, it's a trap because the mag is right behind him. He's gonna get Dragon Tailed within tower range? No, just without a tower range, actually. It's gonna be more easy kills for the Radiant to get. Drow Ranger in the meantime, doing her own thing, has her Manta style completed. Really is the Drow Ranger you want to be in these fights. As Drow Ranger, she is a impressive carry, but against the Faces Void, against DK, well, I guess mostly against the Faces Void, you do not want to be a Drow Ranger late game versus the Faces Void. As Drow Ranger, her power comes from the fact that she has such an early boost of damage from the marksmanship. Like this, the amount of agility this gives is freaking insane. It's absurd how much agility you get and how much damage you get as the Drow Ranger. And if you're just sitting there and using that agility to last hit, and yeah, your late game is gonna be pretty decent, and Drow in the super late game might win you the game, especially with an Empower from the mag, which does boost up the marksmanship bonus from the agility bonus from the marksmanship. But when the Faces Void jumps right in, you're gonna be his prime target, and if you get hit in a Chronosphere, you're screwed. There's really nothing you can do to prep for that. So what you want to do is like pressure them as much as you can. I guess it's possibly just waiting for the Manta, Helm of the Dominator, not a bad build for the Drow Ranger. But there's a blink into RB, gonna catch all three. Stampede is there, all three secured back. Shockwave's gonna kill off the Keeper Light immediately. Tori gonna land a pretty decent Ice Path this time. Magnifier, as well as with combo with the Chronosphere, gonna bring down I Am Terrible at Dota. Exactly what I was talking about. The Faces Void is going to get in your grill. Riddler is gonna drop as well, taking a Dragon Tail. Spiker as well as Gihon's Atlas on the run. Zombie gonna prep up a Sunstrike perfectly onto that Darkseer. Not bad, Zombie, not bad. Tower has gone down. He's on the run. Gonna take a double edge straight to the face. Spiker just hit him with the Impale and just kill him off. I hate it when Nyx Assassins do this. You don't see, now you let him have enough time to get the Ghost Walk. Nub Blaster gonna get hit by the Dragon Tail in the meantime. Gonna land a Stomp as soon as Kyun drops in. It's gonna kill him off in the end. But Spiker dropping very, very low. He should not be able to escape this. Magic Wand charges, needs one more hit. There you go. Spiker dead as well, and it's a complete team wipe in favor of the Dire. A little bit wonky. Were there any buybacks? No, there were not any buybacks. Everyone can buy back. I feel like there was a buyback, but yeah, really just the Drow Ranger, you kind of have to be on the outskirts of the fight, or else, first of all, you die because you're fragile. Second of all, because you lose your marksmanship bonus if the Faces Void jumps right in. And it doesn't matter how much farm you have, you're going to die once the Faces Void jumps in. Even though the Faces Void, well, has enough for his Battle Fury, if he's going to go for that one, which he should go for. It's going to be incredibly late. Usually, if you're going to be going Faces Void, you either go for the Mask of Madness, you go for the Battle Fury first, or you don't go for the Battle Fury. Because the idea behind Battle Fury first is that you could be like an anti-mage. You could time walk to things, you could jump between camps and get a lot of farm. But the idea behind Mask of Madness is that, hey, I'm going to go aggressive early. That means I'm going to kill you a lot, and kill you frequently, and kill you from minute 10. And these two kind of don't work well together. I mean, you could go for Battle Fury and then Mask of Madness, but going, wow, 0%, that's a pretty good boost, actually. Going for the Mask of Madness does nothing for you except for slow down your Battle Fury most of the time. In some cases, you will get a lot of opportunities to get kills. This game is one of them, but it still is an incredibly delayed Battle Fury coming out from the Faces Void because he decided to go for that Mask. I mean, it did get him a couple kills, but he would have had a much faster Battle Fury if that was not the case. Zombie, you do not want to be here this far out. Although, what are you doing, team? You're going to get completely surrounded. I'm Terrible at Dota, going to get dropped instantly, but in the meantime, Toy also not having the greatest time. No Arc going to get stunned by Spiker as well. They're both going to die, but that's in exchange for the Drow Ranger. Do they want to continue to fight this? Here comes the Meatball doing some pretty heavy damage to Spiker. Not going to use Spike Carapace because screw that spell. You don't need one of the best spells in the game. Nub Blast going to get Stelm onto Kun, going to slow him down. However, the backtrack is going to proc on the double edge, so no damage was taken that day. He saw sitting there in the invisibility. Kun taking a lot of damage, does not have enough mana to time walk either. Going to switch the strength treads to get a little bit more HP. Central Warrunner does get sniped by a Sunstrike, I believe. It was a Sunstrike, in fact, and Kuhn is going to go down in the end. He's going to run away from that with his life. That was actually not the... It could have been a lot worse for the Dire, I think. Burning Chronosphere on the Drow was completely unnecessary. I mean, she split, but you have the Battle Fury, and Drow Ranger isn't really going to do anything once that happens. So, burning the Chronosphere, perhaps a little bit prematurely. At this point in the game, unless you're going to get a Chronosphere onto like a real key hero, like clearly the Radiant doesn't need Drow Ranger to fight just yet. But like if you get a Chronosphere onto one hero that's extremely key, you go for it. Other than that, you kind of want to save your Chronosphere for at least 2, or at least drop it for the team fight. Make it a little bit difficult for the Riddler to get in there with an RP or something like that, or for the Centaur to get in there. But the Centaur is now decked out with his entire skill build, going for the Vanguard as well as the Hood. It's not the worst, I guess. I really just don't like Vanguard on Centaur at all. I feel like if you're gonna go for a regeneration item, the Hood and Tranquil Boots is really all you need, and Hood against the DK, against the Keeper of the Light as well as the Invoker, not too bad. But Vanguard, I really don't like it. It's better if you just save and just get get a casual Vit booster, build it into a Heart so that you could actually get some strength multipliers with Return as well as Stampede. Right now he doesn't have anything that's giving him any sort of stats at all, so his Stampede and Return aren't really going to be too impressive. Don't know if Kuhn knows that he's going to be completely stalked, but he's going to take an awful lot of damage. Can they chain stun him down, or will the backtrack save his ass? It looks like they will be enough to get him out of there, although really I'm not sure where Gihon's Atlas and Riddler were. They were right behind them, but kind of a little bit too far away. Dat Double Edge. I love Double Edge. Such a great spell. Looks like it's going to be Roshan being attempted by the Radiant right now, and well, the Dire have no real vision of this. They should not be this scared to leave their base at this point in time. Yes, the Radiant team fight is pretty scary, but your creeps are down here on the bottom lane, so you know that there's no push incoming. The mid lane is pushed out pretty damn far, so you could be a little bit scared that the enemies are hiding there or just hiding somewhere around here. But even if you send the DK out first in the Shadow Blade, even if he gets caught by something, even if the enemy team does have True Sight, he's going to take a lot of damage, but he might die, but it's definitely not going to be the worst. You could definitely send him out there to scout, and you won't get it by a 5-mana RP, but instead it's going to be a free Roshan going the way of the Radiant team. I feel like the Dire could have very easily gone out and scouted this Roshan attempt. Their creep wave on the bottom lane really said it all. If the Dire fell back like that, they were either in their own jungle or Roshing, and either way you kind of want to know. Let's see if the Radiant can make this defense. Deafening Blast, Meteor, combined with that Ice Path. Kuhn getting landed our Chronosphere onto 4-5, actually. Actually, no, I'm terrible. Right on the outskirts. Sunstrike gonna land. Gonna pick up a kill on the Darkseer. I'm terrible now. Has lost his complete front lines. It's beautiful stomp by the Nut Blaster. Really, that was just top notch. And now the Drow Ranger is not long for life. Ice Path, you cannot miss from this range. And the Drow Ranger getting a little bit caught out there, but really, the name of the game is all the Chronosphere. Kuhn really doing the heavy lifting for his team. All of a very good setup from Toy to get that Ice Path, and then to follow up with the other Lion spells of Devastation and Pain. So well done by the Dire, holding on to that tier 3 push from the Radiant. I don't really think that well, I mean, it's kind of hard to position yourself against a Faceless Void who's going to jump in right into the middle of everyone, but honestly, it was poor positioning from the Radiant that prevented that push from going well. They really didn't get any of their spells off. I think with the Nyx Assassin that is doing this well and is pressuring the Dire team this much, then it'll be in the Radiant's best interest to wait until you get a pick onto really anyone. Going straight push into a Keeper of the Light is never really the best idea. And he is still at level 2 Illuminate. I guess it is a decent idea if the Keeper of the Light doesn't get Illuminate, but yeah, usually you just don't want to push into this kind of lineup. Invoker is a fantastic counter pusher. He could drop down an Ice Wall, he could put down a Deafening Blast, Meteor, Tornado even at this point would be pretty good. EMP starting to get up there as well. There's a lot of AoE coming out of this guy. Jakiro, he could throw his spells out all day long. Of course, you have the Keeper of the Light as well as a Conal Nuke from the DK. Going straight push into the Dire base is pretty much suicide, unless you somehow get the chance to blink into an RP, but that would involve Observer Wards in the Dire base, which they can do, except for the fact that they have no Observer Wards, which could be a little bit difficult. So straight push into the Dire base, not a good idea, and if the Radiants go for that again, then, well, clearly they have not learned any of their lessons thus far. Really, they need to get a team fight outside of the base. They do have they had the Aegis? Yeah, they had the Aegis, so I guess it wasn't like the worst idea in the world, but really, if you're going to do that, just go for the easy thing. Why risk the high ground when you could take a tier 2 very, very easily, and maybe even force out the enemies to have a team fight in this more open area where the Chronosphere isn't going to be completely screwing you up. Looks like Spiker wants a little bit of blood. Who's it going to be on? It's going to be on to no one. Whoa, that was a beautiful ice path once again. Spiker just dodging everything without moving at all. He's just running in a straight line. Nub Blaster going to come right in. Kun gonna get in a little bit of trouble, although Deafening Blast is there. Ice Path finally gonna land onto something. Kun gonna get a lot of mana drain. Wall is down. Where's the vacuum? Gihon's Atlas gonna get a vacuum onto 4. There's the RP from Riddler, although he's really, really weak at this point. He's gonna do as much damage as he can, but really, the Dire team, they are not dropping. Silence is finally there, and I Am Terrible at Dota has finally arrived to this fight, gonna do the damage. That's gonna be a couple heroes down for the Dire side. Even the Mag gonna buy back. Spiker not done yet. He wants to go for Toy, who somehow is still in this fight. Wants to support this DK, who was really actually doing quite a bit of damage with that Illuminate combined. But really, you cannot escape from the Gyro Ranger. As soon as that front line went, you probably should have left. Kun now gonna jump straight in, trying to go for I Am Terrible, but that is a little bit too much damage for him. Deafening Blast has arrived. Spiker in a little bit of trouble, but yeah, it's gonna be Zombies in a little bit more trouble. Riddler going to bring him back into the clutches of I Am Terrible, and wow, still no True Sight, really. Invoker going to kill off the Nick Assassin, who somehow had a death wish. They actually they did have sentries. Nick Assassin had to get in there for that, but that was proved to be quite the fatal mistake. But now with 3 down, this is how I Am Terrible can actually get some damage on the tower. Wow, unless that happens, unless you stand right in the meteor, would not recommend. And now Cold Snap, this is going to be a dead mag. Actually, there's no way to get out of this. Sunstrike, I don't think that was even needed. I'm pretty sure the tower shot as well as the right click would have finished him off, but regardless, it was enough to kill off the Magnus. Gotta say, Invoker, I am mildly impressed. Not bad. Not bad. .jpg. And I gotta say, Jakiro, come on, man. Come on. Ice Path, not that hard. Just drop everything and then try not to die. That's pretty much the name of the game. But really, the DK has found a lot of farm from this entire game. He's level 18, so he has hit that level 16 kind of mark where the DK goes from an carry to an amazing carry with that AoE splash, BKB as well. Really, I think it's I Am Terrible who is really not lifting as much as the Radiant team really require him to. I mean, he's had a lot of farm. His gold per minute is really high up there. He's going to go for a BKB, which is going to help him against Dragon Tail, but if you're going to be Chronosphere every single time, it's not going to help you. There's really nothing that can help you except for General Bulk. And I think the best way to go about that is to go for, I guess you could go for Satanic on the Gyro Ranger. It's not that bad. Usually you want to wait a little bit for that. To go for the Butterfly would be the best option to try to deal with Faceless Void, who really has had his farm stopped. Kun getting a little bit over-eager with this Mask of Madness. Definitely helping him out to do that damage that he really is required to do for his team. It's his job pretty much to just get that damage out there, but the stuns are definitely plentiful. Centaur with that Blink Dagger into a Stomp, really making it difficult for Kun to actually stay attacking. He is going to go for BKB to try to mitigate that fact, but between Nub Blaster as well as Spiker, the Mask of Madness is starting to become a little bit more problematic than it's actually worth, unless you get a pick off like this. Gihon's Atlas should not leave this place alive. What? Just Kun, chase him. You have Time Walk. You need one more hit. One more hit, but he's going to let him go. You got to let him go, Kun. Gotta let him go. Oh, Zombie, you do not want to stand there. Deafening Blast and Meteor is going to be pretty great, but that was pretty dangerous. Now you might pay for it with your life. Force Staff will save him. There's the Blink into RP. Zombie does pick up the Nick Assassin. Nub Blaster going to jump right in. Find the Blinding Flash being used. Zombie going to drop Ice Path onto 2. I Am Terrible. Going to decide to hit some creeps because he needs a little bit more HP. Why the hell not? Kun's going to arrive to this fight. Doesn't have a Chronosphere. Does not matter. He's going to go for 1. He wants another. I Am Terrible. Dota's damage output has dropped significantly. No BKB anymore. He's going to buy up a Talisman Evasion right after he dies, so he's going to burn all the gold, no buybacks for him, and it's going to be a complete team wipe. I Am Terrible at Dota. You know, you might be living up to your name. That was a one-man RP. The Invoker got a little bit over-eager there, but really the Gyro Ranger needs to watch your positioning. You don't really want to go up here on the high ground as a Gyro Ranger. That is when things get troublesome, especially when there's a Shadow Blade on the field as the DK. especially when there's a Faceless Void who jump straight on top of you and really make you pay. Reaching that high ground is risky as the Jarred Ranger, and well, she really has to watch her positioning from here on out, because really that's the only source of damage for the Radiant team, whereas the DK can do some heavy damage, whereas the Faceless Void can do some heavy damage, even though the Void's farm has all but stopped. The Invoker bursting down one person before the fight even starts also going to help him quite a bit. Level 22 actually, with the Hand of Midas, giving that additional experience. Really gotta say, I need to go for more Hand of Midas Invoker builds. I usually just skip Hand of Midas completely, but I do like the idea of having all these orbs maxed out. And you could drop some pretty sick spells right now, just like EMP, Tornado, pretty much anything would be great. I mean, Cold Snap, I don't know how good Cold Snap is when it's maxed out. Duration 6 seconds, not that great. Freeze, cooldown 0.6. That's not that much of an improvement, I guess. Well, I mean, it could be okay. I don't know how great it is to level that up, but it's definitely the least important late game orb to have. You want that Wex, because movement speed, first of all, if you're on the run, just pop alt Wex, and you have a drum, you have phase boots, that's going to be pretty much max movement speed. And then the EMP, which still could wreak havoc on the Dire side, especially if they continue to do these straight pushes up the mid lane, which is, again, kind of questionable. They need to smoke up and try to catch the Dire outside of their base, because if they don't do that, then the fights are just going to continue to be them getting, the Radiant team getting squished every single time. If they do catch them outside of their base, then, well, the Invoker is going to have this nice little funnel in which he could throw out his spells, where the Ice Path and the Macropyre and everything hits everything, where the Faceless Void is going to have an easy time landing the Chronosphere. They need a fight that is outside in a kind of more neutral area. Looks like that might happen in the Roshan pit. Faceless Void going to be a pretty big factor here for the Dire. It has gone for the BKB. Does have that. Oh no, Nub Blaster. Where are you going, bro? Ice Path is going to be there, even popping off the, wow, Dragon Knight prepping for a real fight with that BKB. Actually, this might be something that the Radiant want to go on. This is your chance, Radiant. This is your chance right here. I mean, the Chronosphere still is available. Oh, Spiker. No, come on. That is just Faceless Void. Gonna drop the Chronosphere? No, not gonna do it. Okay. Buyback from the Centaur. Gonna arrive to the fight as quickly as he can, but the Roshan is slowly dropping lower and lower. Where's the blink into an RP? Tornado gonna deny any attempts at that, and the Riddler needs to get in there, right now, but it's gonna be a Chronosphere onto 4 once again. I am terrible, is once again right in the middle of everything. Nub Blaster gonna get a 2-man stomp on the zombie, as well as Toy Kun not doing enough damage at this point, doesn't have any more damage items. His farm is stopped. Newstock's very, very low, gonna walk through the wall. Huge Dragon Knight illusion for the Dire, for the Radiant side. Kun gonna drop to a double edge, not before killing off that Jarred Ranger, however. No arc now, in a lot of trouble. Mech, the latest mech I've ever seen in my life from Toy. That's not really going to do him that much good. Sunstrike going to hit onto Riddler, Nub Blaster, they don't really give a damn. But here comes Zombie once again, going to drop a meatball onto no one. Reckless should bring down Riddler. If he just pops off some of his spirits, should be fine. He has Invoke. You have Invoke. Now go for Cold Snap. Cold Snapu, or maybe Ghost Walk at this point. Both would be pretty damn good. Anything. Anything. Please. Anything. Ice. Okay, that not... well, it worked, I guess. The Jakiro Ice Wall was good enough, I guess, but... Gonna go for another Sunstrike. It wouldn't have been enough anyway. Was it 400 pure at level? No, what am I looking at? Yeah, 475 would not have been enough. 500 HP was on the next Assassin. And, hey, would you look at that? A more open area for the Radiant side did lead them to a more decent team fight, even though that Chronosphere, it's kind of hard to avoid, but at the same time, Faceless Void doesn't really have that much damage. His farm, as I keep on saying, has pretty much stopped, and Jarred Ranger, she's been having some sort of income. She actually is ramping up her damage. DK is been getting more farm than the Faceless Void somehow, I think. I mean, the Faceless Void is going for many, many defensive items, and I mean, Mask Madness, Battle Fury is great on the Faceless Void, but really, in the Chronosphere, within the Chronosphere duration, you want to bring down the Jarred Ranger, and that Talisman of Evasion making it very difficult for the Faceless Void to do so. MKB needs to be the pickup for this Void, but he's instead going to go for a Yasha? Purge is not really going to be that useful on Faceless Void. Manta Style is decent, actually, on Void, because your illusions can't attack. But MKB, as soon as you see a Talisman of Evasion, if you're the other hard carry, if you're the opposing hard carry, you gotta pretty much stop what you're doing and go for that MKB, because then, especially if you're Faceless Void, you don't really have anything additional that's working out for you. I mean, if you're the DK, you could afford to wait a little bit, but he doesn't have the Demon Edge. He's not going to wait at all. You could wait because you have the Breathe Fire, you have the Dragon Tail. You don't have to be doing pure right-click damage. Whereas Kun, once you get that Chronosphere down, you need to bring down a target. And you can rely on your team to do it somewhat. In a pub, I wouldn't really trust your team to do it, but you need to have enough damage to bring down that one target. Whereas Nisox, if he is dealing with evasion, he can just go for someone else, let the splash damage do work, just Dragon Tail the Drow, something like that. It's going to be a straight push down the mid lane. What is it with these straight pushes? I don't know why people are always like, hey, we have an advantage, we just straight push right now. I mean, yes, you have the Aegis, but I don't think they could handily take this fight, especially now with level 3 wall with the Ags up on Gihon's Atlas. There's the back into a wall. EMP, though, can drain a lot of mana. RP onto 3. Jakiro's going to be the first one to fall. Blinding Flash, though, keeping everyone safe. Kun going to jump right in for the Chronosphere, once again hitting on 4. Gihon's Atlas just chilling, not even use Arcane Boots. I am terrible. Dota, though, surviving with that dodge chance. Impale onto Kun, he can get secured back. There goes the Aegis. Nisox, what are you doing there? You do not want to go there. Last time, popping off his BKB way too early. This time, not popping it at all. And that's going to be the death of the entire Dire side, except for Kun, who does manage to get on out of there. But yeah, this is why you don't straight push, just because you have an Aegis. I mean, you could have some faith in your team fight, in your Chronosphere, but honestly, it's Chronosphere versus RP versus the Darksphere wall. At best, for you, it's the wash. And you don't want to take those odds. You would much rather just wait, get the tier 2 tower, instead of risking the high ground. Tier 2 towers are a lot more difficult to fight if you are the Radiant side than if you are in your own base. So, I don't know what's the deal with these teams. I mean, that's... Seriously, somebody tell me. Just go for the tier 2s. It's easy gold, and Aegis, like, it's not like you have... You're strapped for time. You have all the time in the world. You have another, what, 3 minutes? At least 4 minutes? Come on. High ground breached from the... On the Radiant side, they're going to go down to the middle lane for some reason. Just take a set of Raxes. This is what happens when you dick around too much, Spiker. Just go for the Raxes. Why are they splitting up their damage? What is this? I am 5, and what is this? Kill one set, then kill another. Going for this is incredibly risky. Looks like it actually is going to pay off for them, though. Yeah, they're going to get both. But should get both. No buybacks on this Faceless Void. Bought out for that Blade of Alacrity, man. Got to get that 10 agility to get that Yasha eventually. That's 2 Raxes down for the Dire side. Butterfly being picked up by Drow. And, well, the Radiant actually looking to be in a really good position. They have the RP up. They have everything they need to fight a good team fight, except for mana on the Darkseer. They're going to get caught with an EMP. Going to hit onto all of them. Out of mana once again. Spiker going to get hit by a Dragon Tail. No Spike. Carapace going to help him here. Meatball going to follow straight through. Nub Blaster going to blink straight in. But he's going to get all of his mana leaked. Riddler trying to get that RP, but the luckiest of Ice Pats from Toy. Riddler's going to get a Skirt back on out. Toy very weak. Nisox very weak. There's no True Sight. I am terrible. Going to get caught in the Chronosphere once again. He's going to get dropped due to the minus armor from the Scorch Beast, as well as Nisox on the edge. Complete team wipe this time. Going the other direction as Radiant take a sweeping team fight. RP a little bit delayed, and well, was a little bit too late at that point. Kun, I think he's a little bit overconfident in how well his early game has gone, because he really can't afford to be chasing the Darkseer like this. But regardless, it is 2 Raxes down in favor of the Radiant side. And now their course of action should be pretty clear. Slow push this, because top lane's going to be pushing. Top lane's going to be pushing, mid lane's going to be pushing. You have no rush at all. You have the perfect counter initiation with Stampede to kind of help reposition your allies. You have the Stomp, you have the Blinks, you have the RPs, you have Spiker. You could kind of run reconnaissance within the enemy base even. You could go for a snipe off in the enemy base. I mean, if this happens, if this was like Heaper Light or something, saying, I'm going to defend this top lane, there's no vision for the Dire in their own base. Well, if you're the Dire, by the way, if there's an assassin on the other side, you want to have Observe Wards and sometimes Sentry Wards, I guess. I guess if there's a Nyx, then, well, maybe not this Nyx. If you have like a Dagon Nyx on the Nyx on the other end, then you really want to be careful. You want to have all the wards in the world, but this time you at least want to have Observe Wards so you can see the enemy movements. Tower, mid lane is going to, well, they're actually not going to pause for the DK. Zombie can get a little bit too out of position. He's going to dive suicidally. I'm not too sure what that was about. Stampede being used. Kun going to pop BKB. Gihon's Atlas is going to man up and try to fight Wall. They're not really going to care. I don't know why the hell the Dire are fighting without this DK of theirs, because they really, really need his damage output. DK has been most of the damage in these fights. They are going to be pushed back. Zombie forcing that the buyback out of this Invoker. And now the Radiant, everyone is up. They should be just fine to just slow push the bot lane. I think that it, yeah, pause. Someone pause. I would pause, but I can't. They should really, I mean, in pubs, if you let your allies disconnect when you don't want to play the game, and that's like when it's like 3 minutes in and you have 5 carries, that's when you're like, oh, well, he disconnected, let's just keep playing, guys, we got this. But in this situation, there you go, thank you. In this situation, you need the DK. There's no way around that. But even if you do have the DK, there's a lot of team fight on the other end. Question is, can the team fight actually land? Because Jarred Ranger is going to have all the space in the world if the Mag and Darkseer do their job, use the movement altering abilities that they have, and keep everyone away from I Am Terrible. And with the luxury of slow pushing this bottom lane, they should be able to just take this last Raxus unless the Dire makes something happen. And that involves the clumping up of the Radiant side. So what the Radiant has to do right now is do not clump up, and that's it. Just don't clump up. I mean, they are going to have to push into a Keeper of the Light. I think a smoke might not be too bad if, again, get into the enemy base and try to get a pick off once the enemies are trying to deal with these super creeps. But the Radiant side, they're in no rush. They're in no rush at all. OP, something I don't go extort much. Quas Wex is amazing. I don't want to say if it's way better. I am terrible at Dota. You just shut your mouth because you are terrible at Dota. Real, it is meh. It's not. It's pretty good. Wow, there's like real talk coming in here. Exactly, Spiker from the street, yo. All right. Let's keep going. Here we go. So a slow push down the bot lane. And at that point, it's going to be up to the Faceless Void to make something happen. It's going to be up to the Invoker to make something happen. And they still don't have the DK. Did they resume and then they just didn't notice? You need the DK for this, guys. Unless the enemies are just going to derp up real heavily. Okay, there you go. That was the plan all along. Illuminate gonna fly through. At this point, you want to use the Spirit Form Illuminate. Just because sitting this close. There you go. Okay, using the Spirit Form Illuminate. Tornado gonna fly out. Do not engage on this, guys. Do not engage on this Gihon's Atlas. What are you doing? You don't have that much mana. You've been strapped for mana the entire game. Iron Terrible gonna move up, snipe a couple times. And now, please just move back, Radiant side. Please, just for the love. Oh no, don't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing, I Am Terrible? First you diss Exhort Invoker, then you pop your BKB when there's no fight. You go up, you do a little bit of chip damage, you wait for this to happen, and you go in again, and you hope for this. This is the best possible opportunity for the Radiant side. Everyone's going to walk into the Chronosphere, actually, so maybe not that good. I Am Terrible. Going to get brought down by Nisox. He cannot win this duel with the Dragon. Jarred Ranger going to go down. Nub Blaster on the run as well. He's going to drop. Darkseer going to be the last one. And it's a complete team wipe for the Dire side. Man, imagine if he had a BKB there. I don't know if it would have gone that much differently, but I'm pretty sure it would have helped. I'm pretty sure he also didn't use the Man Style, although he might have. I don't know. But, yeah, the Dire finding their opportunity, and they're going to go straight push something after that. Been finally doing a little bit of damage, but really the Nisox in the background really doing the damage and shutting down the Jarred Ranger's output. I mean, she was dueling the Dragonite, but that's what Dragonite actually kind of wants. He's the type of hero that could actually take that kind of abuse because of that very high armor of his. Really doesn't care that the Jarred Ranger's wailing on him. Buyback check. We got no buybacks. So, well, it's going to be a double set of Raxes. Centaur and Nyx can't really defend this by themselves. Especially if there's a Cold Snap armed on the Invoker. Tornado, pretty good. Where's the next one? You got an Aghanim Scepter, man. You got these spitting spells like crazy. Well, Deafening Blast, first of all, that's going to miss. Kuhn going to jump right in, try to go for Spiker. Meantime, bottom lane is going to be slow pushed by Toy, but really just take the Raxes. Nisox is here. He's going to get the job done. There you go. 2 sets of Raxes down. Slide down to the bot lane. Take that additional set. What are you guys doing? Get moving. You're not moving. Okay. I guess they're content with killing off the creeps and letting the Dragonite once again doing the heavy lifting. He's going to get initiated upon, though, with the spikes everywhere. There's the Skewer back into the Tier 4 towers. He's hexed up as well, and he should have, yeah, they do have enough damage to bring him down. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's like, yes, screw you, DK, we're out of here. We have enough to keep fighting, but we're just not gonna. Nisyok's gonna buy back into this game to prevent the enemy team from just doom pushing in, but that could have been 2 set of Raxes. Not too sure why the Dire team was just dicking around in this area. You got the Raxes, you get anything else you can. Drow Ranger down, Darkseer down, and Mag down. But they stood around. They could have had at least this tier 3 tower. Rax if they possibly suicided a couple heroes for it. But either way, they're going to have to deal with this push. They have to deal with an RP, 2 RPs actually, which the Magnus could not get off in that previous bottom lane fight. They're going to go straight for the mid lane. Why are you doing this? I do not understand right now. I mean, all your ultimates are up, yes, but why are you risking it? You need the creep wave bottom, and you have 2 lanes of Raxes. There's the RP onto Kun. He's going to get skewered back. Where's the additional RP? It's not going to matter, really, because he's Deafening Blast. He's in the Ice Path. He's going to get nuked down. RP this time onto 2, but there's no damage coming from the Radiant side. I'm terrible. Going to get brought down by Nisok as slowly as he possibly can. Noah Arc going to be in the middle of everything, actually. Pop the drum charge at least. My god, terrible. Is getting dropped to the right clicks of Zombie. Nisok's going to now tank everybody. This Dragon Knight does not give damage. He's going to walk into the wall even just for shits and giggles. Gihon's Atlas now on the run. Tornado gonna catch 2. Zombie gonna prep for something. Where's the spells? You have a cold snap. You gotta use it, man. There's the cold snap. You have another invoke. Use it, use it, use it. That's why you get the Aghanim Scepter. Gotta keep spitting them spells. And everyone from the Radiant, they're actually staying alive for now. At least no one else has died additionally. The Dire, though, the exact same way, and it's going to be the tier 4s. They're actually in a little bit of trouble. This wall of replica really doing some pretty good work as the Dire keep on walking through this. And Toy has got to deal with all of these creeps coming in, but Dire Ancient is now exposed. I don't know why the Radiant went for another straight push in. That is beyond me. What they should do right now is try to take this last of the Raxes. And that does not involve going straight down the middle. I mean, they took down tier 4 tower, yes, but really, you could have had Mega Creeps, I feel. You could have had Mega Creeps. If you're going to blink straight in an RP anyway, I mean, just put an Observer Ward right here, which should be fine. I mean, no one has a gem, no one's bought a gem. No one buys gems in pub games unless there's an invisibility hero on the field. It's a fact. You just put a ward right here, you see the enemy team, you jump in and try to get one scared out, and then you take Raxes after that instead of taking tier 4 towers, which, quite frankly, I mean, they do unlock the Ancient, but it's fairly useless to take down those tier 4 towers. I think the Mega Creeps would be a lot more beneficial for the Radiant right now. They burned a lot for that fight. They do not have any buybacks except for on the Drow Ranger, but really the Drow Ranger not really pulling her weight in this game. I mean, she has found pockets of time where she's just doing a truckload of damage, and that has actually been pretty effective. Everyone from the Dire not able to close the distance, and I'm terrible, just been able to right click to her heart's content. But right now the damage just isn't there. You need a little bit more right now. The farm from the Drow Ranger is all but stopped. And well, right now Daedalus would certainly help her cause by quite a bit. Needs to get through that tough exterior of the DK. And Spiker looking for... What are you doing? You can't actually do this. He's going to lose a lot of mana. Now he's stuck. Mana Leak going to drain all of his mana, actually. Sunstrike going to pop onto Nova, but Kun comes straight in, goes for Gihon's Atlas. I've seen this episode before. Gihon's Atlas, though, this time tanking enough to tank all of that up. Cheese on the deck. Riddler somehow picked that up. There you go. Darkseer is going to be the first one to drop. I am terrible. Going to try to hold his ground. Deafening Blast, though, going to slow him down a huge amount. And there's a second RP onto 3. This should be the death of the entire Dire side, although Noah Arc with the good blinding light. Nisok's going to get out of there once again. Where's the true sight from the Radiant? I want to know this fact. Terrible is going to drop. Riddler stuck in Ice Path as well as RP. The Cold Snap perma chain stunning that Centaur as well. I am terrible. Is no chance of getting out of here. Tornado will not crater that Drow, but the EMP just might. It will. That's a complete team wipe in favor of the Dire because they can't kill this DK. He keeps on using that invisibility. Buybacks galore, but someone's got to go down here, go up here, and defend the Ancient. Nisox looks like he's the one who needs the HP. Just teleport back. Oh, he doesn't have a TP. Why do you have TP scrolls? Why? I can't even count how many times I've lost games because at this stage in the game, everyone's like 6 slotted, and they don't want to hold TP scrolls. I mean, you have a Keeper of the Light. You do know that, right? And Keeper of the Light, by the way, doesn't have a TP scroll either, so he doesn't feel like doing that or something like that. I don't know. TP scrolls apparently are overrated, but because of that, you could have had just the DK teleport straight back. You could have gone for the bottom lane and try to take a second set of Raxes, but the team wipe is not really going to lead to anything. Dire side taking an advantage in the kill score, but really the advantages show that this game is pretty much even. Although, really, Nisox, with the damage that he's putting out right now in that blue dragon form, really making it difficult for that Jarred Ranger. Even though she had Manta Style as well as BKB, she really has to hold it for the Invoker Deafening Blast, because that makes Jarred Ranger sad. Being disarmed as a Drow is not fun times. She has 2 tools getting rid of that, but it hasn't really been going the way it's supposed to. Anyway, this game continues, and we'll see if the Radiant side finally decide to smarten up and slow push the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to farm everything first. I mean, they do need more damage on this Drow, but you could get farm from right here. I mean, there's a lot of gold right there. It's pretty good. Instead, Mag's going to take it. Mag is decked out. He doesn't need anything else. Blink, Refresher Orb, that's all you need. Anything else really is pretty much going to give diminishing returns, because you could, I guess, try to go for some damage, but really won't do too much. The damage is pretty much focused all on this Jarred Ranger, who needs some crit right now, or an MKB. That would help her deal with Phases Void as well. No dodging for, well, I don't know. Backtrack is triggered, right? I don't know if MKB, I'm pretty sure MKB doesn't help you against that. Backtrack is absolute, because it's triggered heal instead of evasion. Although I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that. Alright, here we go. Slow push down the bottom lane. Sunstrike, those creeps, not going to take that much damage actually. Split out between 2, 3, 4 units. And now what they have to do is just have Spiker or something. Just push out the other lanes. Not I Am Terrible. He needs to be like with the team. He needs to be doing that like right now. But this is what they have to do. Just send wave after wave in. Get a couple pokes on the tower, because that won't heal back. No Treant in this game. Demolish creep wave and then just wait, because top lane's pushing and the Ancient's exposed. Although the Ancient is a unit that could heal, or building that could heal. Well, this is not what you want to do. I Am Terrible. Get back to your team. What are you doing, man? I Am Terrible is going to get picked off and then everyone else is going to die. Or the other way around. What are you doing? He's literally doing nothing right now. He's doing 0 things. The amount of things that this guy is doing right now, I could count on 0 hands. He's going to farm. I guess you could do that. I mean, it's not the worst. Roshan is not available. I don't think anyone has the Aegis. Pretty sure they got burned on the Drow Ranger. Cheese was taken by the Mag, was also burned. But I'm terrible. See, there's creep waves here. What are you doing? I guess he just wants his crit. Wants his damage items. Don't want to end the game. Why end the game now when you could end the game in another 20 minutes, right? I don't really know if they could afford another 20 minutes. Yeah. They have the Jarred Ranger to carry, and the Phases Void on the other end, who still is not 6-slotted, but he's going to go for a broadsword. Is that... Well, let's just take a look, because I'm pretty sure there's nothing that's too useful that you could build out a broadsword. Actually, no. You can get the crit. I'm kind of hoping for additional Battle Furies. But I guess the crit is one way to do it. Usually you wouldn't see it just a naked broadsword, like, ever, because Blades of Attack and the actual crit is so easy to pick up. But, hey, I mean, going for the crit, not a bad idea. Bring down that Jarred Ranger in that Chronosphere. Gihon's Atlas on the other lanes, pushing that out. I don't know why the Radiant completely abandoned that push in the bot lane. They're 2 Vaxes ahead, but they're not, like, they can't really afford to do this. DK is going to go for an AC. He has enough for another item with the Satanic as well. Then he's going to be 6-slotted. Phases Void still working. He's going to get that crit finished up. Then he's going to be 6-slotted. And really, Centaur, Warrunner, at this point in time, he's just a stun. Spiker, he's just a Hex. And I guess a different additional stun. Mag still has some utility with the reverse polarity, but really the utility is met, and you know, even more so with that blinding light on Keeper of the Light, with the Ice Path on the Jakiro. The BKB on Jakiro as well, really. That is interesting. That is, I want to say, silly as well, because it's kind of pointless to be magic immune, because the magic damage isn't really a threat at this point. But, yeah, sure, why not? Jakiro doesn't really have to live. I would have gone for something like a Heaven's Halberd. Maybe it is a Heaven's Halberd. Heaven's Halberd Desolator, best build in the world. Gihon's Atlas, Surge right before he's stunned. Ice Path to follow through. Gihon's Atlas on the death. He's going to die. Riddler's going to get a 1-man RP. Beautiful. What the hell was that? Chronosphere, things are moving through the Chronosphere. Riddler gonna get beaten down by Kun. He's picked up his Manta Style. Riddler is going to drop no secondary RP. If you get the Refresh Orb off, but it's not going to be enough. Gion's Atlas gonna get out there with just a sliver of HP. I am terrible at Dota, doing as much damage as he can. Gonna get that lifesteal, but he's not doing enough damage. No True Sight once again. Gonna take a Dragon Tail straight to the face. That's gonna be the death of the Gyro Ranger. Now Spiker on the run. Dual Breath will finish him off. Kun doing the damage this time. That's 4 down for the Radiant side. Top lane is pushing out pretty intensely. No Arc, got to deal with that. The Mischance helping out just a little bit, but I think this is about time when the Dire just go for a straight push down some lane and try to take a set of Raxes. They have to equalize this somehow, and if they keep defending like this, that is not going to be the way to do it. Nick Sox, he has enough for Boots of Travel, so yes, I think that will be what he has to do right now. Join the rest of his team in the mid lane. Get into the base, slide down to the spot lane, or up to the top lane. I guess bottom lane will be a little bit easier. And then, well, what you don't want to do is disconnect. Oh, are we going to have another, like, 20-minute pause? I don't want to do another 20-minute pause. Jeez, I'm sorry, Zombie. Zombie Jesus. See how that worked? That was way too easy. But the Ancient is slowly getting brought down, and really, if the Radiant team had a little bit more patience, this game would be over right now, and they would be winning. But right now, the Dire team barreling down, and with Alacrity onto no one. Where's the Alacrity right now? Come on, Zombie. There you go. Kun going to be bashing down things left and right. There goes the first tier 4 tower. There goes the second. I don't know why DK's walking. You have more than enough money to buy a frickin' Boots of Travel, but he wants to do the long trek to the Radiant base. Kun getting way too distracted by Gion's Atlas. Just ignore this Darkseer. You really just don't do anything to him. You have more than enough to bring down this Ancient. No fortification is available. Gion's Atlas is going to try to screw with them as much as he can, but Zombie has the right idea. Just focus. Oh, actually, well, here comes the Mag. Might be a little bit of trouble. Just focus the Ancient. Where is the DK? He's right on the outer end. He's going to end the game, and the Dire win. Radiant, why? You could have won this so friggin' easy, but you waited too long. I Am Terrible is mad. Everyone is mad because the Dire won, and well, really hard to pinpoint one exact thing that the Radiant did wrong. Really, it's just the positioning of everyone that made all the fights go badly for them. If you're in this game, watch your positioning. You don't really want to get hit by those big RPs, although the Mag kind of had his RPs fall off. They weren't too threatening. Really, it was Kun's Chronospheres that kept the Dire in the game for a good portion of this game. And other than that, I think that's going to be pretty much it. Just slow push the bot lane. Slow push the bot lane. Like, put an Ion Shell on a creep or something. Get Boots of Travel also. That's pretty good. And that should have been the Radiant's victory if they performed that correctly. Once they had 2 sets of Raxes, that was their game to lose. And they decided they wanted to lose it. So, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Big shout-outs once again to the subscribers, whatever your name is. I forgot at this point, for sending this replay in. I guess if you want me to cast replays, do the same. I mean, I don't really know if I want to cover a whole bunch of tournaments right now. So, hell, why not Pubcast? The lower skill, the better, by the way. Because then I get shit-talk more and feel better about myself for being a nerd and playing Dota. But that's going to be it, guys. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. If you did not, let me know why. Other than that, hope you enjoyed. GG. GG! Where did the sound go? What the hell? Hold on. I don't have a GG button. It's actually just on my phone. It's kind of a cop-out, I know. There we go. That should be better. GG!